Hello from OpenVPN. In this video, I will launch a tiered AWS AMI image. And what that means is that the tiered images already have connections attached. There's no licensing required, as opposed to our BYOL image where a license is required to be purchased from our website and then activated on the node. With the tiered images, nothing's required except for a launch. Now, I'm already in the EC2 dashboard here. And I'll go to Launch Instance to get started. I want to be in the Marketplace. And then if I search OpenVPN, all of our images will appear in a list here. So this top AMI is our BYOL image. And then below that, you see the different options for tiered, 10, 5, and they go all the way up to 500 devices. So if I launch this AMI with 5 connected devices, as soon as the access server is launched, I'll be able to connect 5 devices to it simultaneously. So let's select the 5 connected devices AMI. And you will see in the next page that the pricing details are hourly. So depending on the size of the instance and how many connected devices you choose, there will be an hourly rate for using these AMIs. So I'll continue through that. And T2 micro is fine for us. I'm going to choose the VPC that I would like, and I'm going to go ahead and enable the public IP to be assigned. You can have that disabled and then associate an IP with the EC2 instance after launch, but a public IP is required for VPN use. That storage is fine, and I'll add a name. And then onto our firewall security group. Now, if you see the description here, this security group was generated by AWS Marketplace automatically. And AWS is smart enough to give us a security group with all the ports open that Access Server requires, along with 22 for SSH, and that's open. 443 is our standard TCP port by default that Access Server uses. 943 is the port that all web services run on, the admin UI and the client web services. 945 is a newer port. It's a TCP port, and that is used for clustering capabilities. As of version 2.7, Access Server can be ran in a cluster environment. And then 1194 is our standard default UDP port for VPN tunnels. So that looks good. I'll go ahead and use that and launch the Access Server, choose my key. I am Justin. And wait for it to launch. Let's go ahead to the description page here, and it should be pending. It'll take a few seconds to launch. I can go ahead and copy the public IP address. We're definitely going to use that. And it's running. Okay, we're all set. Let's go to the terminal and SSH in to finalize this. And when I SSH into a brand new Access Server, I always use the OpenVPN AES user. I want to allow the connection, and then I will get the Access Server launch wizard. Agree to the licensing agreement. And then this is our primary node. I'm just going to select the defaults for these options. All of these are very configurable in the admin UI or from the CLI. And then at the end, we'll get URLs for our admin UI and our client web service. Finishing up here. Okay, excellent. There's our URLs there. Now I'm going to put that on my clipboard. And then I'm just going to sudo up real quick and change the OpenVPN user password. This is a bootstrap user. It's included in the AMI, and I'm going to use that to log into the web services. Okay, great. Now if I go back to a browser, oops, don't need that. I can get to that admin UI. Now, always going to get a warning here. Access server ships with a self-signed certificate. So that's something that as an organization you might want to replace with one of your own web certs. I'm going to go through that. And we're at the login page. I'll use the OpenVPN user that I just changed the password for. Agree to the EULA. And there we go. We are in. Our server is on. This is the latest version, and our license status is 5 devices. It's ready to go. If I go over to the licensing page, you'll see that this is an AWS paid AMI with 5 concurrent users. Now let's take a look at VPN settings really quick. And this is the subnet that connected clients will receive an IP from. This is just by default. This can be changed at will. And down here in the routing section, NAT is the default for Access Server when it's launched. And a great thing about this AMI is it picks up the subnet it's on. So this VPC, all EC2 instances are within this VPC. So this is ready to communicate with other resources within this VPC. So if you allowed your VPN subnet access for incoming connections on other resources, it would be very easy to make this Access Server a gateway client for resources inside an AWS VPC. Well, that's about it for this video on tiered AMIs. Thanks for watching.